Morning, YouTube. I'm out here at the pond this morning. It's not real early, but it's early enough to beat the heat. But just enjoying a little walk. It's mighty nice to be out with the quiet this morning. All I hear are the frogs and a few of the birds and the little crickets and such. So it's a nice morning. The pond's full of dragonflies everywhere. They really seem to have hatched out and are all out feeding this morning and getting warm on the tops of these little needle grass and such. But boy, it's a nice time to be out. It just is. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're seeing as we go through. So if you have questions or such, send them our way and see what we can do to answer them. But other than that, we're just going to enjoy the morning. Here's one of our little sedges that we saw on one of our other trips. This is the flower and the seed pod that's developing and such, but it's the one with the triangular stems. Shulman sent me a note the other day saying that he had found some. Here's another right here. That's the sedge. Right next to it we have persimmons. Persimmons just seem to grow everywhere. I think the seed is spread fairly well, but you can see here's a whole batch of them. They reproduce, it seems like, also by their roots may sprout out, but I'm not really sure about that. It's something I need to research and see. But wherever I see one of them, I see a bunch of them. And there's some sweet gums that are growing right on the side of the pond. Here's a little willow tree, and willows do real well in this wet weather or wet environment. Here's a little bigger one growing up here. And willow bark is where they developed the drug aspirin from. It was willow bark tea for a long time. And then the chemical substance in it that was a pain and fever reliever was derived from the bark and then synthesized. I believe it was Bayer that synthesized the first aspirin. And here are the cattails, and the cattails are kind of all along the edge of the pond. Every now and then you'll see these pulled up, and the muskrats will come through and eat the roots of the cattails. One thing about the muskrats is they can burrow and dig holes in your dam and will end up making the dam fail, so a lot of people try to get rid of muskrats. I don't think they've been too much of a problem here. Right now our water's kind of low. If it rains real good, the water will come up and kind of flood out their little tunnels and things. But they're definitely here, and they'll swim up and down the water source. Now here we see some kind of tracks. It's probably deer tracks. Let me see if I can find out. And we'll kind of trace our way back. Let me see here. Yep, there it is. There's the deer track. So it's probably a mom, and it looks like maybe a little one with her. But coming down to get some water early this morning or so. There are a lot of times you won't see the animal, but you'll see the sign that the animal's been here, and this is one. This is a little trail that goes straight back in the woods there, and it's probably a deer trail, and it may be the deer whose tracks we just saw back there. So tracks and other sign of feeding and trails. I've seen the muskrat trails through the fields too before. So here we go, a little deer trail. We talked about the persimmons, but here is a persimmon tree. It is really loaded in persimmons. And let me see if I can get a little closer where you can see them. See, there's a persimmon right there. That a pair of them or such. But the deer, foxes, all sorts of stuff loves these things. There you go. If you listen to this, you can hear the cicadas. Cicadas are out pretty strong right now and talking to us. A lot of people call these dog days cicadas because August is considered the dog days down here because it's so hot and you just kind of lay around waiting for the heat to go away in September to get here. There's a periodical cicada that will come out. I think there's different periods. There's like one every 17 years, 17-year cicada, which is and cicadas, by the way, are these giant flies that you'll see. And you'll also see the exoskeleton of the fly on the side of a tree, oftentimes on a pine tree. And that exoskeleton is where the fly larva has come up out of the ground and climbed up the tree and then shed and then come out of the back of that, and then its wings hardened and then it flew away. But a lot of cicadas. Here's one of those tracks of the muskrat. I don't know if you can see it very well, but here it is in the water. And here we are going through the other lower patch of woods. And one thing you want to watch out for, along these areas, you could be walking, 5 to 10 feet away from a little fawn that's been bedded down by its mom. And the fawn will just sit there and stay very, very still. And the thing you need to do is, if you see a fawn that's down or looks like it's away from its mother or something, don't mess with it. Its mother is is watching probably, or knows where it is, but definitely don't act like it's abandoned or whatever, because chances are its mom's nearby and watching what you're doing, and will be back to collect it. They set them down and are so camouflaged. It's really, you could walk right by them and not even see them. So I do hope you enjoyed the little walk today. It was kind of nice just to get out and do a real relaxing sort of a walk, and I spent about 30 minutes to an hour just out there and enjoying myself. So hope you can get out and do the same thing. If you can't do it in the mornings when it's cool, then try after supper when in the afternoons when it is. But get out and enjoy yourself. Y'all take care.